Everything's going out. Finally, the time has come to clean up the boat. Quinton has been doing so much metal work inside the boat that it is filled with debris and metal shards and all sorts of useless stuff. In this video, we clean out the boat and start installing all the stuff that is going to go under the floor, like batteries and tanks, electrical systems, pipes, everything that will make the boat work. Quinton starts more fabricating because there always seems to be more aluminum welding that needs to be done in the boat. Today is cleaning out the boat day, which means I am in the boat working with Quinton for like the first time.
Yay!
He told me I was in charge, so.
Until
Here we go.
she loses her
So here's
authority.
till I lose my authority by making a mistake or being too bossy.
Yeah, being too bossy.
Okay. So this is what we're got going on here. We got Quinton's welding stuff. And the goal is to get rid of this floor so we can start working on the guts of the boat.
Well, start working on water tank installation and battery bank installation stuff.
Yeah, so all the stuff has to get taken out, put back to its home, find it a home, and then we have to get rid of all the shards from the aluminum.
Most of the shards.
It's attached to the shards for some reason.
No, I just don't think it's worth cleaning it up really clean at this point because I'm still going to be grinding and whatnot in here, so get rid of some of it.
Yeah. Anyways, this is the before. Hopefully when we're done, it will be more usable in here. Still got a toilet in here and everything.
Yeah, probably not needed. Look at this welding helmet storage here. Couldn't do it any better if it was designed for it.
Old Ash.
Oh.
Kind of sad to lose all its cute little stickers. I like this one. Bunch it.
Take it off there.
And then what? Stickers don't really re-stick. I'm going to keep this beautiful piece of art for memories. I feel like this skinny piece of aluminum would be useful for something stirring like a cauldron or skewering something. Why is there a paint tank here?
Here.
Oh, right.
Keep the noise down in the winter. What happened to all the washers and nuts that are on this?
I didn't touch anything up there.
What?
There's some down there. I see some washers down there. Another one down there.
What?
I didn't touch it.
So many.
Well,
So many down here.
is it bad to step on your welding cable pipes?
There's not nuts in there, is there?
I don't think so. I don't know how they would have gotten in there. Inspecting my work.
Expecting what you're throwing away of my stuff.
Mmm.
Supposed to be 8 and like tons of washers. I have 3.
Well, I don't know what to say. Because
They were all
what about like up here? Those guys?
these.
They look specific. Are you sure you didn't already put them somewhere else? Somewhere safe? Okay, I'm coming to help you look. Oh, here's another bolt. How many are we up to now?
We're at no bolts.
What?
We're at no bolts.
Whatever. What is that thing? A nut.
We're at 7 nuts.
You know how some people get their lefts and rights mixed up?
And nuts.
Oh, here's another nut. This is a different. Oh no, it's the same stuff.
That's all of them.
Andrew saves the day.
Oh, we have all the washers too.
Well, it's looking a lot cleaner in here. Let's get this captain's chair out, Quinton's welders, and then we can vacuum out the shards. Oh, in the toilet. Done to Quinton's spec?
I wouldn't have done it at all, except for that you got me going.
Well, this is exciting, Quinton. Have the boat back to its raw form so we can start adding some.
That's look bigger in here again.
So we can start adding some of the guts.
Look how tall it is in here. You don't have to worry about hunching down or.
Do have to walk carefully in here now again, because all we have are these cross braces to walk on.
So since we got this boat, I've been scratching my head wondering what these little, well, not so little, these loops, this pipe, it comes up and goes back down on both sides of the front. Comes up and goes back down. It looks old, like it's original from the boat. And then at the back, just in front of the engine, there's another one. It's a bigger one. It goes from here up and goes back down. So I figured it out finally. The back of the engine here, there's these plugged off ports, and I think that's where engine coolant used to go. It would go in there. There's another one like that on the other side. You can see it's plugged off as well. So coolant will go in there, and then on the bottom of the boat you can see what I thought was just this raised section on the bottom of the boat here. So on the other side of that port, this here is a coolant jacket. That was just the shape of the hull, but it's the coolant jacket from the other side. Coolant comes in here, runs all the way up to those front small ones. Right here, it crosses over to this other one. It goes from the outside one to the inside one up at the front here. And then goes all the way back to the middle here. And where that bigger crossover is, goes from this one to the one on the other side that's like this. And then goes all the way back up to the front, uses the other little crossover, and comes back, and then comes out that other plugged port at the back. So I think I've heard it called a keel cooler, or a skin cooler. And That is just a different design of engine cooling. And I guess when they upgraded to this Yanmar, they just abandoned that cooling system and went with this system, which brings raw seawater up to a heat exchanger. There's a screen here, and it goes into a seawater pump on the engine. And then there's a heat exchanger that it flows into. And then the other side of the heat exchanger is engine coolant. So I think that answers that question. Because these things are kind of in the way of where I might want to finish for storage. I was thinking, well, there's no holes on the bottom side of the boat. So they've been plugged off of whatever they were. And then I went and opened this one. And there's green engine coolant in there, and I was shocked. I did not know what it was, so I got this little hooky tool and I stuck that down there, and I can feel that there's a coolant jacket that goes forward and backwards. That told me that there was some sort of coolant jacket, and then I looked underneath and I could see it did line up with those. What I thought was just a profile of the boat, but it's actually a tube basically on the outside of the boat that's welded on. Coolant passage. So that answers that.
Answers that.
Who would have thunk it, eh?
Who would have thunk it?
On to the next task. Andrea and I did some figuring on how to use the space to get down into this front V berth. And we think that this is what we're going to go with. Just one step and then down. Seems like it should feel pretty comfortable. But the next thing I'm going to work on is, because our dinette is now on this side, the aisle goes a bit off center and we need a support over here. I'm going to run that one all the way up to the front, and then on this side we're just going to take out the taper, a little bit of a taper at the end. So we're just going to bring it over a little bit so that it's all straight. So it'll make the hatch a bit smaller, but the space underneath will still be the same size. So same amount of storage, a little bit smaller opening. When you pull the hatch up to get into that space, it'll make the doors a little bit easier to move around and find a place for when you're trying to get stuff into the holes in the floor. That's the plan. So I'm gonna put some supports in here, and we also did a little bit of planning for basically the battery tray. It'll kind of slide in on a track. I'm going to use rack batteries into the storage here, and you'll slide them in that way. So I'll make some rails for that to ride on, and then the inverter will sit beside it, and then in front there'll be a 12-volt battery for all the 12-volt stuff, and then a few other odds and ends electronic stuff will be mounted on the side there. On this side is the water tanks, so I'll build some rails for them to sit on, and they'll just sit underneath the floor there. They don't really need to be accessed, but they'll be accessible from this side of the storage to the floor. And then take a look at them if you want to, but I'll plan to have a level monitor on them as well. Great, we'll get after it here and try to make some progress. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is we're going to move these two cross members. We're going to line this one up with the upright supports that are underneath the floor so that we can get bigger things in this space. Just line that up with that one, and this one will get lined up with the first step there. So I'll just cut those out. Alright, give this piece a little trim so that it fits a little further forward. I'll cut a piece for this from our new stock that I got. Right, I was just planning out this middle brace, and this angle will go in here, but we have a storage compartment on both sides of it, so I'll have the face of the angle facing that way. And I won't have that face on this side. So what I plan to do is get another piece of 3/16, weld that in like that and create a U shape. And then it'll give the floor more support in the middle there, as well as make it a little nicer to finish off on the inside of the storage area. That'll be shaped like that. And it'll go in here like this, and it'll give the floor twice the strength there, and it'll look better on both sides as well for finishing. Because it's right in the middle of the floor here, there's quite a bit of weight here, so I think it makes sense. Kind of does two jobs, and I think it's worth it. So I'll weld that on there, we'll create this little channel, and then put it in place. Alright, I got this thing all cleaned up, and get that put in here. I got the front one cut, cleaned up, and ready, marked out, ready to go. Put that welded in. Right, those two in. Next, we're going to have to bring this out, so I'm going to do a strip up this side of angle, and then we'll go from this corner down just to square it up, because this starts to taper right here. So we're going to start an angle here and then just run it out just so that that's all squared out, so these lids can be squared, and then that there will still stay off square. It's a little bit skinnier at the front than it is at the back, and we'll just leave it that way.